I've spent weeks building a Chameleon out of scrap metal for a government sustainability event that's the biggest opportunity of my career. The largest sculpture I've ever made on the shortest deadline, and with less than 24 hours to finish it, it still doesn't have a tail, eyes, or any of its limbs attached. The question isn't will I finish it, it's what the hell's it going to look like by tomorrow morning? Hey guys, it is day 21 of the Chameleon build. This is officially our last day. It's due at the Science Museum at 8 o'clock in the morning for the event that it's being unveiled at. So this is well and truly the final stretch. It's the home push. I am so glad that we've got here, but there is still quite a lot to do and now basically no time left to do it. So today there might be less talking from me. To be honest, I would love to not be filming any of this and just be in a panic building. But I owe it to you guys who followed along to show you what happens, and I really hope that you like the final piece. And this whole series actually in general, it's been a ton of work filming it. It's been unfortunately even more work editing it. But I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, then I'd love to know what you thought of it. But for now, we need to get welding this tail. It's the final big bit that we need to do. We need to do the tail, we need to do the feet, we need to do the hands. Then we can just start assembling it, adding everything on. I've got more welding electrodes that should be arriving by 1 p.m. at the latest. I really need those because it's getting really difficult to work with these tiny stubby electrodes that I have right now. But while we wait for that, time to build. I'm so happy we have the electrodes. It's such a relief. I was getting really worried that they just weren't going to deliver them, and then I genuinely don't know what I would have done. Oh, that is so good. It means we're okay. I think I was feeling like this couldn't be done, but now that I have these, I think we're gonna get there. So I'm gonna stop using these stupid tiny little short ones that have been just the bane of my life because they're a nightmare, and finally start using some proper electrodes that are actually sharp. So this is how long the electrodes are, and that, I don't know if you can see very well, but that's how sharp the tips are. And this is what I've been using. So all is good in the world. Genuinely, I can't explain how much a relief that is. Right, let's get this hooked up and test them out. We're getting there. We've got a pretty cool spiral going. I just need to make it a lot stronger, and then we'll decorate it basically with wires, circuit boards, things like that. This little section was a right pain, but now that we have our new electrodes, it's made it way easier, to be honest. So yeah, just need to add in a few more parts, and we're getting there. We are getting there slowly. So it's gonna be okay, I think. We have a tail. So what I've done is I've made a few loops of this welding rods, and I'm gonna add these in just to strengthen the sort of big gaps. We just need to now do the end section, and then we can get it attached onto the body. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take a break from the tail just because I think it'll be easier to do this last section actually in situ rather than trying to weld it up over there and then hope that it sort of matches onto the end. So I think when we weld the legs and the arms on, that's when I'll do that, when we're sort of welding actually directly onto the piece. So instead I'm gonna do the feet and the hands, because that's really the last sort of big thing that I need to do, and then we can just get started attaching everything. So the feet are basically going to be made out of these parts. I've got enough for all of them, so I just need to get those work together. The difficult bit is that some of this isn't weldable, so it will be slightly tricky to attach, but I'm sure I'll figure out a way. Okay, first important test is to see if we can weld this to anything, because if we can, it will just make the whole thing a lot easier, and if we can't, then I have to use my brain a little bit, I guess. Okay, we can, so that's really good. These parts we can't, but we can with this. So the structure is basically these 3 parts that I mainly pulled off those circuit boards I was working with, and then this. So that's going to form the claw, and then this will be like a little sheath that goes over it. So I'm going to just get these initially together. In fact, let's just see. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll actually be able to weld this slightly. Yeah, that's a no. Okay, that's as I expected, so it's fine. We're just going to use good old glue to secure it in place, and then we'll do all of our welding afterwards to make that sort of really strong framework, just like usual. These parts do gel quite nicely together, so that helps us. These are really such pretty parts. Just love the colours. Not quite sure why I hated welding that bit so much, considering it worked fine at the top. Let's try one more time. Okay, we managed it. So, ooh, that's hot. Wow. There we have. This is basically what the hands are going to look like. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Shouldn't take me too long to do them for each arm. Nice and strong, looks cool. Let's go repeat this process a million times. Right, we've got all our components. First thing that I need to do for all of these is flatten these guys out to be a shape more like this. And then we're ready to go. I'm just gonna speed through it quickly, time-lapse style. Well, I mean, I'm obviously gonna go through it quite slowly, but you guys will see it quickly as a time-lapse, so enjoy that. Two of these slightly older ones, the metal didn't really bend, it just snapped. It's just a lot weaker than the other ones, so I think what I'm gonna do is just go grab 2 more and do those. It's a pain because I'd already bent most of them, but yeah, these parts have come off the circuit boards, and I think the older ones are definitely weaker. Luckily I have some spares, so I've got one there and one there and one there, all from the newer circuit boards, so this should be better. They were actually quite difficult to get out the circuit board, but we got them. Took ages, but we have all of our feet components, so now we just need to actually add those onto the legs, which is the final thing that we need to do before we start putting everything onto the piece. So pretty happy with that. Did this on slightly wrong. It needs to be further down, which is annoying because I welded it on quite well, and I don't want to break the head trying to change it. So what I'm going to do is try and just actually bend this instead. Nope, that's not going to work. Shit. See if I can undo this mistake. Oh, thank God. Okay. All right. We got it off. Whew. Let's try that again. Round 2. Let's check that's the right angle before we commit to that weld like we did last time. Okay, we got the second weld in place. Let's go check that one more time. Right, it's time to move the setup so that we can get some welding going on here, because I just want to get those legs fully on. Jesus. I'm struggling to get that out. Doesn't seem to want to loosen, and I need it because it's the stand for the magnifying light, which I can't do anything without. I'm just gonna cut the cameras and give it another go. Okay, we've got it sorted. Let's just check that the welder wants to turn on. Oh, just pulling this out, accidentally stabbed myself through the finger. That's how sharp the tips are. Went in one end and came out the other. That's really painful. Brilliant. It's hard to tell whether it's stress or not, but it has got very hot in here. This is definitely a situation where you want a bigger welder. Oh, stupid lights. These lights are setting off my glasses, so I'm going to have to turn them off. Probably just going to make it harder and harder. Hello.
Hello.
Pizza Express temporarily closed.
Oh, different pizza.
Pizza is
Be sure
pizza.
will hit the spot.
I bet it will. Thank you, thank you. And here's, I'll tell her this one. And here's a 12 for us to share with you.
Yeah, no, look, it's looking ace.
Yeah, there were a lot of things on this build that just took a lot longer than expected. Oh my god.
Tired?
Yeah, I haven't sat down for a while. Right, I've got to sharpen my electrodes now.
So that's leg.
Yeah, leg and feet are on. Yeah, it's good that I can move literally the entire base of the thing just from a leg.
Really?
Yeah, look, that's
Yeah.
that's moving the whole sculpture.
Come on then, show me what this.
Just adding this
Yeah.
piece on now. Just
Okay.
one more weld there and then tail.
It's handy you've got matching pieces, isn't it?
Huh?
It's handy you've got matching pieces.
Oh, that's because I made them.
Ah.
They weren't matching.
Yeah.
All of the limbs are on, the arms, the legs, the feet, everything. Head is still just an indication, but that's going to go on soon. Before we do that though, I'm going to add the tail on now, which will really round out the whole body. I think that will help it look a lot more finished. And that's just going to go in there. But yeah, these are all really stable, really sturdy, and I'm pretty happy with it. We are getting there slowly. So back to welding now. Also, unfortunately, moving the box around to get different angles to weld is completely destroying our scale diagram, but I suppose at this point it's not very useful anymore. Anyway, tail time. Ow, ow, ow. Ooh. Okay, it is officially the day that it's due. It's past midnight now, so we are really in the running out of time category. You can see I've sort of built the tail up a bit more. We're going to weld a few of these sort of metal parts on just to flesh it out because I don't want those really big gaps. But the last thing that we need to do before it is just sort of decorating and color and things like that is the head. I want to get the eyes on and then weld that actually onto the body, and then we're good to go with the decorating. So that's going to be the next step, and I'll just show you what it's looking like now. So I'm moving over to use the microscope setup again. In doing that, I managed to impale myself on the welding electrode. That's how sharp the tips are. Good that we've got some spares now because that was pretty painful and I don't feel like using that one anymore. But just to add to the blood, sweat and tears going into this right now, really nailing that. On the head, I basically just want to get a little bit of welded structure here, and then a little bit of welded structure under the jaw as well, just to help build that up a little bit for when we add all of our circuit boards on. So I'm just going to use a few nails to do that now. I need some headphones for music before I go insane. We're going to hit 5,000 followers on YouTube soon.
That's good.
4,982. So I forgot that I turned my argon off then. So as soon as I did a weld and it was fine. And then I did another and obviously the reserve had been used up and suddenly it was producing loads of smoke and soot and stuff. So that's how I know that it wasn't welding with argon. It also pretty much destroyed the tip of the electrode. I'm gonna have to write a little descriptor in my YouTube video going, if you're wondering what that laughing is, that disembodied chuckling in my studio. It's my dad watching Instagram Reels.
They've got some great headlines from American newspapers. Death is nation's biggest killer.
Can't believe I bent that more than I needed to.
John, what welded more than you need to?
No, pretty hard nail to bend. I bent it more than I actually wanted. But I love it when I just have some metals that are weldable. And I don't need to do, yeah, and I don't need to do any nonsense. I've got it in the microscope. So nice. Come on.
Right, it will come out then. That's what you want, isn't it? The whole thing out?
Yeah.
Or does it matter?
Yeah, whole thing out would be useful.
Is it coming or not?
Yeah.
You don't want to break the whole thing.
No. So I'm using these for the eyes. I would need to remove this little bit of glass so that I can actually get to them like this one. So I'm just basically going around the edge with a knife and kind of prying it open. And then we'll be able to do something quite cool, I think. So I want to flesh out this lower jaw just a tiny bit for when it comes to connecting it. So I'm going to use this as a quick little base to weld to there. And then that kind of gives a bit of a nice silhouette. I'll probably weld a wire across there as well. What time is it? Great. Yeah. That looks fucking cool.
Yeah, it looks brilliant, Zach. Really, really good.
Thank you.
Really good.
And he's not even finished.
No, it's definitely not finished.
As well, which, fuck me. There's some glass that's
Around, yeah.
on my skin. Let's put it around.
Come on, get on with it then.
Okay.
Start doing what you need to do.
Just to add to our list of things that have gone wrong during this project, I've broken my welding goggles, and ironically, they're made of plastic, so I can't fix them, which I normally would with metal. So, where's the head? It's like, when's the fuck's it gone? So chameleons have quite like fat necks, as we've discovered just now. So I'm just making this a little bit more of a piece.
Weld away.
A weld away. Ah!
Sounded painful.
Yeah, that one's really hot. To be honest, I still don't think anything will beat the stress of Colt, where I didn't know if I was actually going to. That I went, yes, I can weld.
Yeah.
That I needed their commission to actually be able
To
to
afford the welder.
afford the welder, and then I had no idea whether or not I'd be able to do it or not. And yeah, finding out that I couldn't weld all metals.
Yes, this chip when you just assumed you could.
Yeah. It's looking good. So what we need to do is add these metal parts onto the tail to fill in those gaps a little bit, add some more wires in, get the eyes onto the head, get the head welded on, and then it's just decoration. My dad is slaving away, stripping circuit boards for me, very kindly at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Gotta love that. But yeah, we've got to move our welding setup again, unfortunately. Gonna have to go back to using the goggles and not welding through the microscope, which I hate because it's way more difficult, but we're getting there, and that's what matters, seeing as it's past midnight. Okay, we're getting there. So all I need to do now is I'm welding some extra support stuff onto the tail, then I put the eyes on, and then I weld the head on, and then that's all big construction done. We just need to, it's adding the details, it's decorating, it's putting the circuit boards on, which, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be instantaneous, it's going to take some time, but the actual piece will be done. And everything else is extra. And I think it looks good now, to be honest. I mean, you might not, you might think it looks terrible, but I'm going to move the camera around so you can see a little bit better. Let's get the lights on and have a look. I mean, tail needs to be done, but it's looking cool. Ow. Definitely doesn't look as good from this side, but that is the side that you're not meant to be looking at it from, so I'm kind of okay with that. But from the front with the tail, I think that looks really, really cool. Yeah, really happy with that. Okay guys, so the tail is all welded. That's all the added bits that I wanted to do. It is currently 2:30 a.m. This needs to be at the Science Museum at 8, so really that means I've probably got about 3 hours left that I can possibly work on it. So we need to get the eyes on, and then we need to get that head actually welded on, which I think could take maybe about an hour, which gives us like 2 hours for all the decorating. So better work. Let's get some eyes added on. Oh, also I'm very tired, if that wasn't clear. These are the eyes that we're going to use. I'm going to put some green behind them just so that they're a bit green. And then another thing is we need to put something over here to give more of a pupil shape. All the labels fell off my drawers. Okay, for the eyes, I'm going to take our light bulbs, these green washers that we have, and then a little black screw, like this. all together, that looks... Put that all together and we get that, which I think looks pretty good. So now I just need to get that all attached onto the head. Ta-da! Ooh, there we go. There we have our chameleon with eyes. Okay, time for some circuit boards. Oh, for fuck's sake.
What's wrong?
Stupid glued something to the table.
Yeah.
To my mat, in fact.
Yes.
It's worse. Okay, it is 4 a.m, so I have 2 hours until we need to leave to actually take it to the Science Museum. It's not finished, obviously, but it's about to be, so I'm going to weld the head on now that I've done a load of work on the head, and then I just need to decorate this body, but everything else is all welded, so it's just trying to make it look as pretty as possible in the next 2 hours, but yeah. I'm gonna... I just realised my mic isn't in, so this probably sounds terrible, but like I said, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not re-recording this. Where was I? But yeah, I just need to get going, basically. So I'll try and film, but I think this phone's about to run out of battery as well, so we'll see. All of the welding is done. I'm so happy that I can say that. The piece is fully together in terms of all of the structure. It's exactly how it should be. What I do still have to do is all of the decorating, the details. I've obviously started on the head already, but I need to continue this to the entire, did I say I'd started on the body? It's 20 to 5 in the morning, so obviously I'm losing it slightly, so this might make no sense on a review, but we've got to power through. I've got until 6, so I've basically got about an hour and 20 minutes to get this guy looking completely finished and lovely. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started, to be honest. Okay guys, it is 6:15 and we are done.
can reveal this amazing sculpture that you can see on the stage. It might possibly be the easiest creature that Toby's ever taken a picture of.
The reasons behind it, definitely more of a focus on sort of sustainability, recycling, how can I make that come across in the piece. Essentially that is just what we are doing. We're cutting down forests so that we can dig up the earth and get metals out of them. So it was sort of half about that, the idea that we're displacing the natural, and then also about the idea of waste, of showing that there is so much value in that TV that you threw out, and there's a lot that we can do with those parts.
This piece was unquestionably the most challenging thing I've ever made, and probably the hardest weeks of my life, both professionally and personally. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching it come together, and I'll catch you in the next one.